Good morning. I'm Delphine Milo, broadcasting to you here today from the GBTA Conference in Hamburg. Joining me is David McNeill, AVP Corporate Global Sales at Enterprise Mobility. David, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. Good morning.
So you recently introduced your new corporate brand, Enterprise Mobility. Can you tell us more about this change and what it means for the business?
Sure. So I think the first thing is we've rebranded now as Enterprise Mobility to really help people understand who we are. When Jack Taylor, our founder, started the business a little over 65 years ago, he was actually a leasing company. He had 7 cars out of the back of the Cadillac dealership. That moved on and evolved into Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and I think most people know us today as the world's largest rental car company. What they don't know is perhaps all the other lines of mobility that we have, such as car club, car share, truck rental, fleet management, and so on. So the rebranding exercise is really to, in a sense, reintroduce who we are to the marketplace, a signal to what we do today, but very much a signal of intent as to where we're going to be going tomorrow.
Okay. So with that in mind, can you tell us more about who Enterprise Mobility is, and in other words, what changes and what doesn't?
Okay, let's start with what doesn't change. So the first thing, our core values around exceptional customer service, creating a fantastic environment for our employees to grow and develop their careers. The founding values, none of that changes. The brands, the Enterprise brand, the Alamo brand, the national brand, will all still remain. So core values and core brands and exceptional customer service will not change. What's changing really is how we address the marketplace. How we identify who we are to the marketplace. Probably just really, as I say, reintroducing the mobility lines, because ground transportation is so much more about than just car rental. And we're in that space, and we want to make sure that people understand and look at all opportunities with customers, both today and in the future, and how we actually manage the mobility landscape going forward.
Okay. And so you mentioned exceptional service and putting people and customers at the forefront of everything you do. Can you talk more about some of your efforts in this space?
Okay, so we look at this really in 2 ways. Jack's, one of his founding values was look after your people, and your customers and everything else will follow. So when we look at our people, we often talk about technology. The technology's got to work both for the customer experience, but also for the employee experience. So, for example, mobile tablets, which enable people to manage rental transactions away from the local station. Very important, because nobody wants a queue. Most of our customers now are rental ready before they arrive at the rental location, which means we can get them through really quickly. Travel today is quite challenging, as we mostly know. So no one wants to wait in the line. And things like connected car, as we bring connected car in, that enables the car to talk to us remotely. And my own experience recently, as I checked a car back in at Calgary, was by the time I'd got into the parking lot, taken the keys out, the computer had sent the distance, how many miles had I done, how much fuel was left in the car, had there been any damage, everything was done. So it took 30 seconds to check the car in. That's what we mean by exceptional customer service. And the other area from a sort of corporate standpoint is we are continuing to prioritize our corporate rental customers over leisure. So in times of when there is a tightening of fleet, we will always prioritize our contracted business rental customers over leisure.
Okay, and I'm sure that this is quite powerful to the audience. So thank you, David, for sharing all of these exciting plans for Enterprise Mobility. This is Delphine Milo. Thank you for joining us from the GBTA Conference here in Hamburg.